So here we are at the Schomberg Demolition Derby Prelude. We have a Dodge Neon right here. This one's pre-ran from previous. Hopefully this car gets killed tonight. I know the driver of it. And then I know the driver of this car as well. This is the Ford Taurus that was built inside of our shop there. Just left the glass in. This one right here looks like a Cobalt. Pretty bone stock, just wire holding the doors together. It's the way she's got to be at these local fairs, right guys? Hyundai Accent. You don't see much of these around. This is a two-door. So it'd be cool to see this thing run. This is built by one of our friends as well, Michael Glanfield. Everything on this car is basically bone stock. It'd be cool to see how this one does. You might remember this Crown Vic from the video, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, where we put the axle back in it. Hopefully he can run it and kill it today. This car has been a year since it's been here. It's been in a couple derbies, but it's had really bad luck. Hopefully he has good luck with it tonight. This one right here looks like an 80s Crown Vic or maybe a Lincoln. Looks pretty good. You got a good bumper on the front of it. Looks stock, just flipped upside down. Good rad fan. Yeah, fuel injected 5-liter stock motor. Some threaded rod. Hopefully this one does good as well. This car right here, we're kind of trying to have an interview with the driver because he's got a lot of these Luminas and he's getting very good with them. Basically, this is Josh Archambault and he's been rocking these Luminas like you wouldn't believe. He's spent a lot of money on them. You've seen him out in Sparrow Lake. You see the same setup he's got here with the cage and the shifter. This is going to be a car to reckon with again. He's going to do good. Keep your eyes on this one.
All right, perfect.
Look at those little tires.
Okay, so what I'm going to do...
We got ourselves another little Neon here. This one's a little bit newer than that other one, but we'll see how this one does. Nice paint job. We got ourselves a Lincoln, I believe, an 80s Lincoln. This one here also ran in Sparrow Lake. It's good to see that these cars are getting more than one run around here because basically the winter derby is supposed to finish off your cars, but I guess a lot of people are bringing the cars there and getting the second run out of them. Look how he's got those front tires mounted, guys. Those are off of a front wheel drive car, but they're just mounted backwards. Some pretty mean offset with some pretty tiny tires. So that's pretty cool. We'll see how that works out for him. Good bumper welded on there. PT Cruiser. This thing looks pretty solid. Yeah, it looks like it's got a Montana bumper. Crown Vic. That's a rear off of Crown Vic, right? Got a rear Crown Vic bumper on the front of this with his infamous angle iron mounts. But we'll keep our eyes on this one out there. Over here we got a 90s Lumina. This is the early 90s, late 80s. Looks like it's been around the block once or twice, but looks like it's going to do good. And we got ourselves a Chrysler Intrepid, I believe, up here. These things here are pretty good in the back of their cars, the back of them, but I've never really had luck with the front of them too much. But Intrepids do really good here in Schomberg, so it'll be interesting to see how this thing does. There goes Cassandra right into the mud to go in for Best in Show. So hopefully she's got good luck for Best in Show. We got our Mazda right here on the trailer, just charging up the battery. Now this is something you don't see very much, and that's a Pontiac Vibe. Be interesting to see how that thing does. A Cobalt, another Cobalt. So we'll see how that thing does. Another Mazda. There goes River Kuznick. Hopefully I said his name right. See how that thing does out there. We got ourselves a bone stock Cavalier. This looks like a non-Ecotec, as you guys all know from how my experience is with Ecotec's right now. But this thing looks pretty well built, but bone stock, but clean. It doesn't look like there's any rust on this thing. Now this Demolition Derby, you are allowed to keep your windshield, but if they say it gets too cracked, they can DQ you. So I take them all out because there's no sense being DQ'd for a windshield. We got ourselves a 4-door Hyundai Accent over here. This is the most Hyundai Accents I've really seen in a, oh, it's not an Accent, it's an Elantra. But you don't really see too many Hyundais making their way to the Derby rings. That's what I like about these small fair shows. The cars you don't normally see get out here and get ran. Like at the big impact and thrill show events, you don't see a lot of Hyundais. Mostly see just all Camrys and some Accords kind of thing. Another Cavalier here. Again, this one looks really clean. You can see the rear frame rails look great. Very, very, like, these cars are going to be a good competition cars. Like, for a stock show, this is a really good turnout. I think the hood open like that might cause a little bit of a sight problem, but he knows what he's doing. Now, this Intrepid here, he actually won last year at this show with this, not this Intrepid, but a Intrepid. So he's brought another one back. So if you remember him from full size last year, he actually won. But I guess he's got these Intrepids under his belt now. We'll see how this one runs. How's it going?
Not too bad.
Oh, look at that. He's got a good bumper mounted on the front of this. Maybe that will fix the problems with these front frames going all over the place. Just a little bit of plate, some threaded rod. Looks a little larger than 3/4 though.
No.
We'll have to see how this one does. So there's not a whole lot of cars that showed up to this derby, but it's a good local fair. And you know what? If you don't support these local fairs, they don't exist anymore. And a fair like this can't afford to give everything to a big company like Thrill Show, Impact, Extreme, Ontario, and they put it on with volunteers. So if you have a local fair that's not ran by a company, make sure you go and support it, even if you just go watch it, because it's things like that that help the fair stay active and in the community. And I like that. So thanks for watching, and this was the prelude of 2017 at Schomberg, and see you guys tomorrow.